What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another TickerFee video and welcome to the TickerFee family. So the symbol we're going to be talking about today is TRCH or MMATF, and specifically what we're going to be touching on is going to be the Project Pluton and the Sage Geosystem collaboration, as well as the Q4 financial results, and then we're going to finish this video off with the chart analysis and a price prediction. Now, this is my favorite two stocks to talk about. I cannot wait for these two companies to merge and so that they are one. I am super excited about the technology and I really do believe in it. Let's go ahead and get started. The Sage Geosystem collaborates with Metamaterial on a subsurface thermoelectric generation, a sustainable solution path. They say with Project Pluton to enable geothermal energy anywhere in the world up to a baseload energy by 2050. Now, Sage Geosystems, I did not know who they are, so we're actually going to check out their website here in a second. They are a leader in heat harvesting solutions with modern oil field expertise and methodologies to enable geothermal energy anywhere in the world. And Metamaterial, a developer of high-performance functional materials and nanocomposites, this is what they announced, and this is what I highlighted. That Meta has collaborated with Sage to submit a $10 million initial proposal under an open call for the Advanced Research Project Agency of the U.S. Department of Energy. If successful, the project, codenamed Pluton, will run over a 3-year period. Now, this is what is so important. The proposal will validate aspects of Meta's NanoWeb proprietary production methodology to develop a novel thermoelectric generator, or TEG system. Now, clearly that's going to be important because that's going to be a catalyst that we'll be able to see in the charts later on in the future, maybe in Q3 or Q4 or over these next 3-year period, to see if the testing works, which then again is going to raise the stock. Okay, so I actually checked out Sage Geosystem's website, and it's very user friendly. It's not super elaborate, and so it's easy to follow. But as you can see here on the approach, it was exactly what I'm talking about here in this article. So Sage combines innovative approaches to heat harvesting with modern oil field expertise and methodologies to enable geothermal energy anywhere in the world with the baseload energy of 2050. Now, what I'm trying to show you with this is that maybe this will give us an opportunity to drill, extract the oil, or show that the oil is there. That way we can sell these assets and collect those dividends. Okay, so let me further explain some of this technology that they're talking about with Sage Geosystems and just this overall type of project. So there is a significant interest in accessing geothermal energy from the earth, but it costs a lot more. So it's called organic Rankine cycle, or ORC, and turbine and generator, right? So that's going to be using heat with water, bringing that heat to the water to the surface and to produce electricity. So Project Pluton, what the overall concept is to aim to construct a geothermal well in which they will strategically place thermoelectric generators, or TEGs, to generate subsurface electricity from the temperature differences that inherently exist in a geothermal well as heat is harvested. The new TEG solution utilizes the Seebeck effect to generate electricity. So this is how they're going green, and so this is how these two companies combined with Sage Geosystems and Metamaterial will allow this thermoelectric generation to come to. So I believe this technology, again, will help us during this 3-year period. So this is good to have in this long-term phase, because this company is going to continue to grow, and so they're just continuing to expand. And so I wanted to point this out, and this is why I'm showing you this article. All right, so let's look at the Q4 financial results. In March 2020, Meta became a publicly traded in Canada. In December 2020, they announced a definitive agreement with the business combination on the US NASDAQ listed company, which was unanimously approved by the Meta security holders. Now, the combined company will change its name to Metamaterial and focus on the current business. So we know that, and so we're caught up. So the balance sheet holds cash and equivalents of approximately $16 million, and they estimate that the working capital is sufficient to fund operations through Q2 2022. That is great news, and again, a future catalyst. Since year-end 2020, Meta raised approximately $18.1 million of additional financing and converted about $13.5 million of liabilities into common shares. In August 2020, they secured approximately 53,000 square foot facility to house the holography and lithography R&D labs and the next phase of the volume manufacturing process development. In March 2021, they signed an LOI to amend the lease, expanding the facility to 68,000 square feet. So as you can see, they're literally expanding, and so that's only showing growth, which is all great signs that I want to see. In November 2020, they signed a 3-year supply agreement with Covestro Deutschland AG, which provides early access to new photosensitive holographic film materials. In February 2021, they acquired specialized lens casting and production equipment and intellectual property of Swiss lens manufacturer Interglass, which we've seen. So if you haven't been caught up, these are great little points that will be able to keep you up to date. These application processes are extremely important, and this is what holds the foundation for this company. So MetaFusion is a smart eyewear for augmented reality designed to deliver high image quality across a wide field of view in a form of factor. NanoWeb, which shows the collaborating to develop a transparent and flexible passive radio wave reflective film to improve the performance of coverage of 5G and future 6G networks. And then you've got molecular biosensor. For the intellectual property in 2020, Meta was granted 15 new patents. In 2021 to date, they were granted 3 new patents related to laser glare eye protection for Meta Air in the US, MRI or magnet resonant imaging in Europe, and solar enhancement in Korea. They filed 4 new patent families, and they added 10 patent families with their acquisition of asset and IP from Interglass. Meta currently has a total of 73 granted and 65 pending patent applications, which is all great information that you want to know so you can feel confident in what this company is doing when it comes to their projects and their overall results. So when it comes to the financial results themselves, Meta is an early growth stage. They have a platform company moving towards volume production for applications in multiple end markets. With their financial results in 2020, development revenue grew 29% year over year to $1,505K compared to $1,164K in 2019. Development revenue for holography totaled $1,091K in 2020 compared to $835K in 2019. Product sales of Meta Air laser glare protection eyewear accounted for $2.6K versus $31.4K. Development revenue for lithography totaled $414K in 2020 versus $324K in 2019. Wireless sensing development revenue was NIL in 2020 versus $4.8K in 2019. They expect development programs to account for the majority of the revenue over the next 12 months. They are target continued growth in corporate development programs as a precursor to future product sales. That should show you the financial results and give you confidence of what's going on as we go through these next few quarters. And as you can see, these numbers are good. Okay, so showing these financial results, you can see that these projects are going from research and development projects to overall actually expanding and growing, and the applications themselves are getting better. And so I am super excited for what's going on in Q3 and Q4 just to see that continued development. Now, let's actually check out the charts. The Torchlight and Metamaterial have extended the date by which Torchlight must give notice of and call its special meeting of stockholders to April the 30th, which Torchlight believes will provide enough time to clear the definitive proxy statement with the SEC to set a record date for the special meeting of the stockholders. So keep that in mind with the record date, and so everyone just be aware of that. Now, what's been affecting the charts or the market so far? So just last week and this week, you have financial report annual reports for the Q1 financial results. So you've got that going on. So that's going to manipulate the market. You've got retail investors, okay? They are having to, for the first time, pay taxes. And so if you're new or you just started last year and you've made all this profit in 2020, now you're having to pay taxes. And so you've got an abundant amount of retail investors that are selling some stocks in order to pay for their taxes, as well as you've got hedge fund people. So you've got these hedge fund groups that have a ton of pressure and stress in order to continue to give their shareholders, and again, a large amount of money. So they have to sell and create and change the market, which will manipulate it for them in order to make a profit. And so there's quite a few things going on here. Now, when I'm looking at the chart itself, again, we've had a high of $4.83, but fast forward to where we're at now, as you can see, we've had quite a few positive catalysts. And so we've got a green body with a large wick that had a overall open of $1.36 with a high of $1.54 on March the 16th. And so as you can see, that catalyst has able to give us an upward trend to this point. And so we're getting a larger support line and a little bit of a less resistance, which is always good and which is always what you want to see. And it had a volume of 11 million. So then we fast forward to March the 23rd on Friday, you've got a smaller volume of 8 million. And so it closed lower than what it opened up at, unfortunately. Now, we did have the wick climb all the way to $1.94, but we still closed at $1.82. So we got to see that we are still getting a lot of trade going on here. But with Q3 and Q4 catalyst that is going to be coming up here soon, especially with what we're talking about just here at the end of the month, things are going to start to change, and it's going to be more positive for us as shareholders. Now, with the price prediction, again, I'm still bullish on this company. I'm still excited about the technology and the fundamentals that they have overall. So for me, I'm still looking at Q3, Q4 with higher numbers. And so currently we're at $1.815, right? So $1.81. I'm still thinking that we are going to have a better, higher amount. And so I'm still going to say and still hold firm on 230, 245. So hopefully this was added extra value. I really do appreciate you tuning in and listening to this. Again, this is my favorite stock to talk about, or stocks, and I'm just super excited for them to merge. And so we'll just have to see what the latest news so I can update you. And with that being said, welcome to the Ticker family.